Okay.
Okay, brilliant. So, Sanya, tell me, what does creativity mean to you?
Um, Creativity means to me to be able to think outside the box
Okay.
and do things that go against conventions and stereotypes, and let your imagination take the reign.
Okay, a lot of people say that thinking outside of the box can be rather useless because when it's outside of the box, if we think of creativity as being something that is valuable, if it's outside of the box, who is it actually useful for?
I think it's useful for everybody. I think um, it's been so ingrained in our heads, especially if you happen to be Asian, that there's only one way to do something. So you graduate, you get your degree, you get your job, and you live a certain way. Living outside the box means that you create your own rules. You live by your own rules. You don't have to measure success by anybody else's rules. So for me, creativity is really having your imagination take the reign and realize that your power is limitless.
And when you say that your power is limitless, what exactly do you mean by that when you say your power is limitless?
I'm of the belief, and I've always lived my life this way, that failure is never an option when you set a goal. It is never an option, right? So no matter how big your dream is, no matter what it is that you want in life, if you put your mind to it, and it's the power of, call it law of attraction, that's trendy, call it whatever you want. You focus on something, it's going to come to you. So for me, it involves creativity because how can you imagine a life that you're not living? Say that you're in dire straits and struggling financially. You want to be at a certain level professionally. You need your imagination and creativity to convince your mind that that is where you are going to be, and you can manifest that.
And sometimes that kind of thinking takes us not only outside of our comfort zone, it also takes us far away from those that we love. So, in terms of being ecological, in terms of being of our dreams being sustainable, how, and this goes back to that thinking outside of
Yeah.
the box being our family, the box being our society. If we are thinking outside of the box all the time, sometimes it causes disruption to those that we love. And so, who actually benefits? Is it the individual or is it the group? Is it the family that benefits?
Look, I made a lot of choices in my life that my family were not okay with, but I have realized that when people truly love you and want you to be happy, they will see your truth and accept it. It comes down to um, authentic love. When you love somebody, it is supposed to be unconditional, right? So as long as the person that you love isn't harming themselves or harming others, then eventually those around you, your family, your friends, will accept it and celebrate your individuality and your creativity and your uniqueness. We're all unique. We all have our talents and we all have our gifts, and sometimes we try to stifle them because of conventions. And I think that we should be doing the opposite. We should be celebrating that. I teach my 7-year old every day. I tell him, you can be anything you want to be. Anything you want to be. You want to be a plumber? Good for you. You want to fix cars? Great. You want to go to law school? Go to law school. There's no set rules that I've set for him. And I was lucky enough to grow up in a household where my mother was the opposite of a stereotypical mother, really short, choppy rock star hair that she just had to cut herself, a writer that wrote until 4 in the morning. She said a lot of things that, if I could mention, all her best friends were male. My father was a political activist, a communist, and they just didn't follow those norms. They were conservative because they came from a Pakistani background, but we didn't really follow any norms. But I think it's helped me tremendously.
Okay, excellent. So for you, being creative is not following the rules. Sometimes rules are there for safety. Sometimes rules are there for the comfort of the group, because an individual may not need to have rules, but the rules are usually there as a way of, well, they form culture, I suppose, don't they? The rules are there to establish a culture where people understand what the rules of engagement, the rules of interaction are. And for you, it's about breaking those rules. And what I'm trying to say is that sometimes when we break those rules, it causes disruption, and that causes discomfort to others, maybe not to ourselves, but it causes disruption to those around us. Is
I
that
don't know.
sustainable? Go on.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I don't really necessarily think that it's breaking the rules. I think that rules are set in place, you're right, the state, keep society orderly, and I agree with rules and boundaries. And as a parent, I realize how important rules are, right? You have to eat your fruits and vegetables, you need to go to sleep at this time, you don't take from others. Certain rules are set in place to keep us safe. I get that. But I also understand as females, as Asians, that we have other restrictions, you can call them rules if you want, to place upon us that are not there for our safety. They're just there for the community to accept us, not for our safety. Why can't we go out and explore the world like our brothers and our male counterparts can do, and they do. So we should be able to do what we want to. So it's not necessarily breaking rules. It's more about creativity, is challenging convention. That's really what it would be for me in a nutshell.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you very much, Sanyya. There's so much more that we could say about this, and we will, I hope, do that in another conversation.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Sanyya. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.